You already know what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, the Switch 2 is out, and for the first time in my life, I actually have a new console at launch, which is mildly exciting. And so I figured I'd do a little vlog of unboxing my launch edition Switch 2 because, posterity? Most people I know with Switch 2s got theirs from GameStop or Best Buy. I got mine directly from Nintendo, and so I'm very curious to see how exactly they packaged this bad boy up. Alright, we have moved to the living room where the lighting is a little more forgiving, and as you can see, it has been shipped in this very nondescript looking cardboard box that does not say Nintendo anywhere on it, which is probably for the best, honestly. Go ahead, slice this open. It's the moment I've all been waiting for. There we are. Alright, so we got some generic of these, I don't know, plastic airbags, one of which is already popped, typical. And then right there on top, we got Mario Kart World, the one launch game that most people actually care about. Look at that spine. So that is something we'll get into in just a second. We've also got our new Pro Controller 2, which I haven't done any testing or research on. I don't know if this is going to be compatible with a Switch 1 or if the Switch 1 Pro Controller will be compatible with this, but we will find out eventually. But of course, the one we all want to see is our Switch 2 box. Whew, big square boy. Already got some wear on the corners and stuff, but overall, it's looking pretty nice. Obviously very reminiscent of the Switch 1 box, or at least the Switch OLED box. Get that cardboard box out of here. And first, let's start doing some of the smaller stuff. So first I want to do Mario Kart World. I'm sure all you sealed collectors are losing your minds. I imagine I've got to be one of the few people on the planet that actually bought a Switch 2 at launch and then bought a physical copy of Mario Kart World instead of just buying the bundle with Mario Kart World. Get that wrapping out of here, and there we are, Mario Kart World, looking nice and fresh. A world of racing awaits. I do like some Mario Kart, and I do like open world racing. There we are. Very blank inside. We got our red Switch 2 cartridge. There we go. That is a Switch 2 cartridge. What we got on the inside of the cover art, though, that is, oh, that's fun. It would be way more fun to look at if it wasn't behind this tint of red on the inside of the case, but there we go. Very cool. Excited to try that out later. Next up, we got the Switch 2 Pro Controller. Go ahead and slice open these seals on the side if I can. And this is actually a Nintendo product that did come with a seal, so that's a big deal. You don't see a lot of those nowadays. Got our, I guess, USB-C cable on top, and then controller itself. Ooh, that's got a nice feel to it. Got a lot of the same soft press buttons that the Switch Pro Controller has. Oh, the sticks are so much tighter than my Switch Pro Controller. That's really nice. And of course we got our back buttons too. That's nice and unique, nice and new. And just grabbing my Switch Pro Controller for comparison, I do miss the transparent look of the front of the Switch Pro Controller, but I do like the light gray highlights. I think that's kind of fun. The Switch Pro Controller feels a little clickier, I think, especially on the bumpers and the buttons. This is a little more of a soft press button. I guess more similar to what you would find on a Switch Lite or something like that. So that feels really nice. I like that. It's a nice feeling controller. But of course, what you really want to see is the Switch 2. Just do a quick look at all of the sides of the box here. Just Nintendo logo up top, stuff on the bottom. Let's go ahead and crack this boy open. And there we are. So I'm very curious about the Joy-Con 2s. That has a slightly rubberized texture to it. Buttons still feel kind of clicky and springy, but I do like how they feel just a little bit larger in the hands. They do fill out the hands a little bit better. And of course I'll get a regular Switch Joy-Con. As we can see, that is really small in the hands. Still feels kind of small. I guess I've gotten used to it over the years, but button feels about the same. Sticks this feels a little softer, a little nicer. And then of course this is also magnetic, which is new, and we'll see how that fares with the Switch 2. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and slide this bad boy out. And there we are, I guess. Well, there's our plus side and then our minus side. Let's try this stand first though. Ooh, all the way back. That is leagues nicer than the original Switch, which, as you all remember, was this pathetic feeling, flimsy little plastic piece of crap. And then, oh, that does feel nice. And then we've got our little magnet release button on the back, so just press that. Oh, that comes, oh, and it presses, I see. So we got our little magnet release thing there. So that checks out, and that goes in really easy. Let's get the other one. That locks in so nice. It does feel significantly larger than the Switch, at least on initial impressions, but overall it's got a lot of the same, I guess, general feel, buttons-wise. Everything's just a little bit larger now, which is nice. Let's see what else is inside this box here, though. So it seems that inside of this cover, we've got, got our safety guidelines manual or something like that. We've got a nice HDMI cable, and we've got our Joy-Con straps, which are very fun, but also look even more pathetic, even more fragile than the original Joy-Con straps were. So that is a little concerning, I'll be honest, but they've got the fun colors to match the Switch Joy-Cons, or new Switch Joy-Cons, I guess. Also got our new, I don't know, charging grip, I guess. Is that what this is called? I guess it's not a charging grip. I don't know what this was considered, but our Joy-Con grip thing, which is probably just called a Joy-Con grip now that I'm saying it out loud. We'll test how that feels in just a second. We also got our, looks like our wall plug, a USB-C to USB-C cable. And then lastly, I presume we've got the dock in here. Slide that bad boy out. Yep, it's got a slightly rough texture to it, but that looks and feels pretty nice. Now, how do we pop the back off? Does that just snap out? Aha, okay, so we've got, I guess, a couple of clips in there, and there. I see, so it's supposed to kind of like pivot outwards like this. Let me take it out. I see. So it's kind of similar to what the OLED had, I guess. So, all right, I guess we'll set all these boxes and packaging materials off to the side and see how everything fits into one another. Well, first things first, we got to know how this thing slides into the dock, since that is the primary method that I envision I will be using this thing. And yeah, that slides in just as easy as it did before. Got a little bit of wiggle room in there, but you know, it's more or less fine. It's about what you would expect. And next, I want to see how the Joy-Cons fit into our little holders and their little straps and things. So I guess this just, yep. And then the same thing with this. Yep, I see they've made the sides of the grips on the Joy-Con grip flat, which I guess is supposed to make it easier to slide these in and out. Doesn't really get in the way of the ergonomics too much, so it's just an interesting design, little quirk that I noticed in the initial reveal trailer for the Switch 2. And then lastly, let's see how these Joy-Con straps work. So it looks like we've got, oh, this is a really long strap. That is way longer than what the Switch 1 had. So long that they got to fold it over twice within the packaging. Jeez, out of curiosity, are we allowed to? No, it doesn't look like we are allowed to do the thing. All right, let's try it on here. And I see, so it's got a little mechanism on the inside there that by pressing the lever here, it releases it, and you can see it pop out at the top there. Interesting. And I guess the primary functionality of the straps now is just to make it easier for it to slide around on, and also make it so you have something to attach it to your wrist. Because previously all it really did was extend your SL and SR buttons, but these are just still built into the Joy-Cons like normal. Doesn't really do any extending, so that what you get is what you get with these. I honestly think the straps get more in the way of the SR, SL buttons. But overall, pretty solid feeling console. That magnetic snap does not get old. That feels really nice. And overall, the quality of the tablet, of the Joy-Cons, and of the new Pro Controller, they all feel really nice too. So that is very, very nice to see. Well, I think I would consider my Switch 2 sufficiently unboxed, so I guess that's squared away. But thank you guys as always for watching. Did you get a Switch 2 at launch? Are you going to get a Switch 2? Why wouldn't you pay $80 for Mario Kart World? Let me know the answer to these questions and more down in the comments below. But yes, I'm very excited that the Switch 2 is finally here, and I'm so glad I spent what little free time I had today simply staring at the thing and not actually using it.